What up? What up? Did he
Yeah.
make it? Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
I think it's a foul on the floor. Yes, because we're still watching some of the Sweet 16 games wrap up here midnight on the East Coast Saturday. What a day! Absolutely fire. Sweet 16 was giving great games consistently. UConn, Michigan State, all around right now, just a pound for pound great game. UConn came out clobbering. Michigan State answered, D'd up, had some buckets, got out in the transition. It's been a fire game. So really enjoying this one. We got Carson Cooper at the line. UConn 65-62. He makes the first one for 65-63. So woo! What up, Elliot? How the hell are we?
Doing good, man. First couple games, man. That Alabama Michigan was a fun first half, and then Alabama kind of did what they always do, went a little cold from the 3-point line. Michigan controlled it, got down low, and ran away with it there in the second half a little bit. Wasn't as competitive, but that other game was super fun to watch. Came right down the stretch as well. So some definitely some fun games. St. John's covers for us. Duke unfortunately wins. Fuck Duke. But hey, it's been fun. They've been good games. So that's all we can ask. Hopefully Iowa State can get back into this and make it a fun little sweat down the stretch for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable games, and we knew this one was going to be fun. This Michigan State UConn game. But yes, welcome Pump Fake Pod, pumped up, pump up. It's been a hell of a game for sure in Sweet 16, and it looks like maybe Cooper could be missing this one for UConn right now here, but all around. Kind of was up and down on the betting for me. I would win one, lose one for the Sweet 16 personally for me.
Oh yeah, that was same for me yesterday. 4-3, and then today 1-1. I was thinking I was gonna go. Oh, I was thinking I was gonna go. 4-3 yesterday. Houston really let me down. We can talk about that here in a bit. But then that over 174.5 was looking really good in that first half with the Alabama Michigan. But then once Michigan pulled away, and they missed like 10 free throws down the stretch too, which pissed me off. But Alabama struggled from three, and since it wasn't a very close game, the last 5 minutes kind of went quickly down the stretch.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it was just sometimes when you get too far out, it's tough. Even when you come back, it's like that 5 point you bring it back within 5, you bring it back within 4, and it's really exciting. But Michigan State did bring it back within the one, had the lead at one point. So
the 58% guy who makes the 1-1 clutch by Terrace Reed there.
He had a hell of a game. Terrace Reed did. And that is most likely it for Izzo in March here.
Game.
Most likely, yeah. Izzo in March is potentially finished for 2026. Who knows how long we have that left? So cheers to all the Michigan State runs. But, yeah, not enough here as they're down 4 with 4 seconds left. So 2 possessions. Need a lot of help from Michigan State. But
Virgil's on fire, though. Shout out to Virgil in the chat. Hit a 4-teamer yesterday plus 1,278.
Oh, Virgil.
Nice. And then looking like Tennessee plus 4.5. If they can get that done, hits another plus 3-teamer plus 704. So shout out to Virgil. Making some money on a Friday. You didn't even need to go to work today.
Yeah, let's go, Virgil. Fire parlay. Never easy, but good stuff on the parlays. Make it 2 in one night. That is absolutely LIVIN. Live in. Let's go, Virgil. Yeah, but for Sweet 16 on the betting slate, right now, I was 2-2 yesterday. I'm 1-2 today. And I need Iowa State -4.5, and that's not looking great, to be honest. So, yeah, most likely smoked. So we'll be a 1-3 day on the slate for Friday. So overall, 3-5 for Sweet 16, but that's all right. 2-0 the night before, so it's all been kind of a wash this week personally on the betting slate, but you know what? Like I said, it's been fun. It's been a great year, and I'm just looking forward to what these matchups have. I mean, these matchups are great. We got matchups we're going to talk about tonight for the Elite Eight, and then Sunday Elite Eight matchups as well. And I feel like the games for Sweet 16, like we talked about, have been given. I mean, even Thursday night, we want to talk about Texas Purdue. I mean, unbelievable performance from Texas and Purdue. Just started off the Sweet 16 tremendously. People complaining about the hook and hold by TKR at the end. I personally don't love it. How are you going to call that? It was a physical game the whole way. Great putback.
Yeah.
Great putback by TKR.
Yeah, no, I don't think the refs, typically down the stretch, they're under a minute. They're not going to call anything unless it's absolutely egregious. So let the players play, let the players make the plays, and that's exactly what they did. I don't think it was anything. So shout out to TKR getting it done. Had a really nice game. I mean, not as good as you would think. In terms of offensive rebounds was really good. Had 4 rebounds, but I thought he was going to maybe be a little bit more active on the boards. But 20-8, can't complain about that. Including the biggest offensive rebound and 2 points for that tip in to win, damn near buzzer beater. So that was fun. Vocatitis, he played well, but he was in foul trouble, so that kind of sucked to see him in foul trouble. But shout out to Jordan Pope, though. Comes out and announces that he broke his foot. Clean break, broke his foot in like 5 minutes left in that Gonzaga game, and basically came out and played on 1 foot the entire game. Played 33 minutes, 12 points. Hell of an effort. Just kind of like what we saw today. We'll talk about it, but what we saw today with Caleb Foster for Duke.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Caleb Foster came back hard, and just some clutch performances overall by a lot of players that had to shine. Like you said, Vocatitis,
like your boy Cameron Heidi, baby, Camden Heidi.
Cam Heidi, yeah, not my boy, but yes, I did shout him out. He had his 1 for 4. I think you called that 1 for 4 3-pointer. You called that to a T. I was like, oh yeah, he'll come out. It's a revenge game, and you're like, yeah, he'll have 1 for 4, and that was spot on, Elliot. So props to you.
Should have bet the exacta.
Yeah, and Cross, tough, physical team, but just lacks scoring. This Sparty team, and I think that was evident tonight, especially for the full 40 minutes. What a run that they had there to come back, though, because they were down 20 at one point. So,
yeah, I mean, the fact that they even had that game down to 8 at halftime was incredible.
Yep, absolutely. And then Thursday night was given even more. Iowa, Nebraska. What a story! Ben McCollum, unbelievable coach, absolute dog. I see the comparisons to Kurt Signetti, and I love that too. But you know what? How can you not root for this Iowa story? Hilarious. They played Nebraska. Now they're playing Illinois. Just so many games. Big Ten, a lot left, but one Big Ten for sure going to the Final Four. And that's going to be from this region, Iowa versus Illinois in the Elite Eight. But before then, Iowa, Nebraska was back and forth. Nebraska started out hot. The meme of McCollum was it was tremendous. I mean, he was just spewing. And I love a good coaching session when they're just going all out, Elliot. That's what sports are all about. And personally, I know you're about that for coaching as well. I mean, how can you hate that?
No. Yeah, no, 100%. I'm always into tough love, for sure. I mean, if you don't want to be coached, you don't want to get better. So if you can't look a coach in the eye and get motherfucked, I don't think that you deserve to be playing a sport, because you need tough love, to get you better. You can't just get a pat on the ass and expect to learn all the life lessons that you're gonna face in life. By just getting, oh, it's okay, it'll get better, oh, just do this next time. No, that's not how it works. You gotta be coached hard, you gotta be coached tough, have some thick skin, get a little motivated, get some pressure. So love seeing that from him. I know Sturts there at the end, which shout out to Bennett Sturts. I mean, played 120 minutes of the 120 minutes so far in the tournament. Has played 40 minutes the entire game, the entire 3 games. And I think he's fouled twice. It has turned the ball over once in those 120 minutes. So fantastic performance from him. He was actually a little bit, hotter from the 3-point line. He's been struggling from three. It was 3 of 9, ended with 20 points, 4 assists. But it's kind of like, the engine for that whole car with Iowa. But it was funny with Sturts, and he said that he broke a clipboard, broke a marker. Marker was everywhere, telling us that we sucked and we need to play harder. So I love to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, and just I can see that. I mean, how many guys have been with McCollum for quite some time as well? So a lot of respect and admiration there, and you can see the camaraderie on that team. But and props to Nebraska. What a season by them to make that run and get to the Sweet 16. Fred Hoiberg had those guys going, and they were a fun team at times for sure, especially when they were fully healthy.
I mean, I will say though, I mean, Fred Hoiberg, incredible time, but what the hell? Why do you have 4 people on the court? How do you?
Oh,
How can that happen?
oh, exposed! My gosh, absolutely. Oh God, I just bit my tongue. Absolutely exposed there. Ah, God, that's the worst. But anywho, they absolutely exposed him, and yeah, magical run. It's like it was like a video game when you just like go over the top and cherry pick almost
Yeah.
in 2K or whatever. And fantastic.
And I mean, you can, it's that, and then you just look, and there's, down the stretch, bunch of X's and O's. McCollum executed a lot better, especially with that zone that he kind of had put into. But you looked at even like that the last play before half. I mean, Nebraska goes into like this 1-3 zone and doesn't have pressure the ball or anything with like what 4 seconds left. Lets Bennett Sturts just literally dribble up, no pressure. 2 guys come up to get him. He easily bounced past to the guy, open 3-pointer at the buzzer. A three that never should have happened. And that it was what 46-43, should have been 46-40 going into half. But they just little things like that go a long way in a game,
Yeah,
especially with a game of that magnitude.
absolutely. And another physical game, a lot of points. And I think Iowa. This is the telltale sign of the game. Iowa 20 points off turnovers versus Nebraska's 7. So capitalization and Iowa committed there for sure. So Illinois, Houston though. Yeah, technical difficulties last night on the front for sure because I was dozing off on that game. Man.
Oh,
That game was boring as hell. It was tough to see Houston go down like that. When they're bad, they were bad this season. But I don't know if I've ever seen them that bad last night. I mean, they barely even got shots off.
yeah. I mean, shout out. I will say before we talk about Houston, shout out to Illinois.
Yep.
Gotta give them credit where credit's due. They made it super tough on Houston. I think the length of Illinois really bothered Houston, but I really wasn't expecting Illinois to just kind of be just as physical and be not really necessarily too bothered by Houston's physicality. And they got a bunch of shots. I know Underwood said, at the after the game in the post game, one of their plans was to kind of let Chris Sinak shoot those, 15-foot, 12 to 15-foot jumpers. And that was going to be a good shot because that means the guards were taking them. And that's exactly what I said at halftime. I said if Sanak can get a few of these jumpers, these mid-range jumpers to go, which he's knocked them down at a pretty good rate throughout the year. But if he was able to get a few of those jumpers down, they were going to be just fine. But never could find it. Really struggled. 3 for 9, over 3 from the 3-point line. Emmanuel Sharp was 3 of 10 from the 3. Kingston Flemings, he really kind of struggled. Surprisingly, only got 7 shots. So I thought that was pretty surprising. And they finished 9 of 32 from 3. Only 2, Virgil. I mean, I was just saying that 2 for 2 from free throw line. That's it. I mean, Houston lives at the free throw line, it seems like, with their physicality. So the fact that Illinois was able to play physical defense without fouling was pretty incredible to me. I mean, Illinois, they left a lot of points at the free throw line too. They were 12 of 21, so they missed. They were damn near 57% from the free throw line. So it could have been even a lot worse than it was. But that kind of tells you the story of physicality right there. If Illinois has got 21 free throws to Houston's 2, not good for Houston.
Not good at all. Yeah, Houston future, Michigan State future, Iowa State future, hanging on but for dear life. Unbelievable performance by Illinois though, and shout out to Brad Underwood. I actually respect him as a coach. And Ken, my guy, how we doing?
What up, Ken?
Yeah, I was just telling Ken I was just like, I miss betting on Howard because that was an easy one. Just Howard and Valpo. I miss betting on. We'll do always like an end of season award show and stuff like that where we give away top prizes, and the all names list of course is a funny one. But yeah, 46 first half points. Whoa. I think that's why I dozed off. I'm hand up there. I dozed off for that one, and that was tough to stay awake for. But I will say the emotion of Kingston Flemings, all these guys are for Kelvin Sampson. And I really thought Kelvin Sampson had a chance to just go in, and Iowa's run would have ended there. But man, not so easy, and everything's not all as it seems. And tough for Kelvin Sampson in Houston. I want him to get one, even whatever happened to Indiana, because looking back, that shit doesn't even matter anymore compared to what we have now. So, yeah, another Sweet 16, another run, getting past and late into March, but another one they can't finish on, even with a lot of their seniors, JoJo Tugler, Manuel Sharp. Tough. And then Kingston Fleming's going to go to the NBA draft for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think if we're talking about it, Sanak probably shouldn't. I think he'd do a lot better getting one more year there in college under his belt with Kelvin Sampson. I just think Kelvin can really get a lot out of his players, and I think he'd be way better at developing there under Kelvin Sampson than in the NBA or as a two-way player in the G League. I'm sure he'd probably just be straight NBA, but I think he'd get a lot more out of that year with Kelvin than the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see him hit. I feel like he's always taking bad shots, especially when I was betting on Houston. I think that's a great point. But yeah, tough way for the Cougars to end their season and all those guys together. But man, Arkansas, Arizona, in a game of 40 minutes, they just couldn't hang with Arizona.
Belt to ass. I told you. I tried to tell everybody. I came on here. I battled you motherfuckers. I tried to tell you. I said, what happened last time when they played a team like Arizona? What happened against Florida? 111-77. Wasn't quite the same, but Arizona, man, they got whatever the hell they wanted. I think they made 2 threes total, and they scored 109 points. When's the last time you seen somebody hang 100 and only make 2 threes?
That's a fair point, and I mean, the size advantage was was evident as well too. even with how athletic Arkansas is. But yeah, no hurt feelings there. All great battle, great win there. I was all excited because I was 2-0, and then I went 0-2 on the final two games on Thursday. So,
Hey, I was right there with you. I was after that one. I was feeling good, and I was like, "Oh, I'm 4-1." And then I, was at the bar watching both of the games, and by all means, I was looked at that Houston score was on the over 138 or 139.5. Saw they had 46 points at half. I said, "Whoa, looks like I'm 4-2." And then Houston came out and put up 9 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and I said, "Whoa, looks like I'm 4-3." So went from 4-1 to 4-3 really damn quick.
Yep, it's hilarious sometimes, but it's a game of runs in college basketball, like we know. And then we'll flash forward to tonight, St. John's Duke. What a game!
Oh man,
I can't stand Duke, man. I feel like they're that evil villain, and everyone's kind of rooting against that arc almost, and it's tough to see. But St. John's had them, man. They even when they went down, they were up in the first half. Then they went back down. They were competing. They were tough. Even through the foul bullshit. I mean, a huge foul discrepancy and free throw discrepancy for Duke to St. John's, which is evident. I'm not the guy to blame the referees there, but it was an evident.
you knew that was going to happen. That's just a given.
Yep, that's the price of playing. Yeah, or paying.
Either one. I mean,
I guess paying them if you want to play them too, but
paying the refs. Yeah,
it works out. It works out. But yes, and shout out Dave Matola. Let's go. Added a tea bag on Coach Cal. Yeah, he did. Arizona,
bear the fuck down, David. Bear the fuck down, baby.
Arizona destined for a championship this season. I'm committed on that now. Facts, go Bees. I got Michigan. Michigan could definitely be. I mean, everyone wants to see Michigan versus Arizona. That's going to be a fire matchup if we can see it. But going back to St. John's and Duke, overall was a great game. Both teams shot pretty well. St. John's was making threes when they need it. Bryce Hopkins was playing like for his life because he's got to have no more eligibility, right? I think he's done. But anywho, big shots by him. Can't be horribly mad at Dylan Darling, but man, that was not the shot that we needed there.
No, you got to give that to Zuby. I'm sorry.
Had to go to Ejiofor, and it needed to get out of that hands. Where there's still 4 seconds on the clock. We all know that you're going to hold for one essentially there. You might as well find a better shot than that. I get he's open, but where were they?
Open, kind of.
Where were they playing? Where were they playing?
Yeah, DC.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, in DC, he was freaking in Fairfax from where he was standing. So I don't think that was, high
and against length too. I mean, Sarr was on him. He was against length, so even his step back, it looked like he was open, but he really wasn't that open. At the close, when he was releasing that ball. So disappointing. I will say, I know I already talked to you about it, but I honestly think that Duke loses that game if Caleb Foster doesn't come back. So unreal. Shout out to him. Literally just had Jones fracture surgery on March 8th. So we're not even, what is that? Not even 3 weeks. 2 weeks and 5 days out from surgery. Remarkable that he was able to not only play, but play significant minutes and make a big impact. They needed, St. John's press and pressure was really bothering those young guards. Even Evans, I know Beeves in the chat saying Evans had a lot of points. I agree. But Foster really calmed everything down, took care of the pressure so they weren't really forcing those turnovers anymore that allowed St. John's to kind of get up, 55-45 there with like 10, 12 minutes left in the half. But yeah, I honestly think if Foster wasn't able to play, St. John's wins that game.
Yeah. I mean, Bees is right though. Regardless, Isaiah
Oh, yeah.
Evans, just unbelievable. Couldn't miss, and he had some great shots as well. And what's up, Seth? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, unbelievable games tonight. We're just talking about tonight's game. Talked about the games yesterday as well, just before this. But I mean, Duke gets it done. They move on. They're gonna be tough to beat as well. I mean, tons of points in the paint. And St. John's led by 10 at one point, which was just crazy. Back and forth game. That was a fun one. Unfortunate for St. John's. That plus 6.5 kind of got a little sweaty at the end. But
Did it?
One done. Yep. That got
It got super sweaty. Hey, I will say Hopkins, though, you'd mentioned it. He's playing for his life. He was playing like pre his injuries, pre the last 2 years of when he was dealing with all his injuries. He was looking really damn good.
Yeah, it's honestly that play where I can't remember who threw it off. Him trying to just the
and one, yeah,
and then he kind of like palmed the ball, stayed with it. That was a sick play, regardless. And his three was awesome. So,
yeah. I liked his. The best play I liked was when he went baseline and went up and under, smooth little up and under there down the stretch. They needed a clutch bucket, and he was able to provide consistently for them down the stretch. But ultimately fell short. But hey, like we always say, good teams win, great teams cover. Thank you, St. John's. Covered the plus 6.5.
Yeah, unbelievable. And St. John's just I mean, they got to give it to him. Great season, and Richie P was trying there for sure. And then Michigan, Alabama. If everyone just blindly took the over, they're absolutely bummed by how Alabama ended that game because that was going to be soaring, and then they just couldn't finish. I had Alabama's team total over 81.5. Man, just a sore ending. They end 77, Michigan 90-77, and they just kind of pulled it off and turned the brakes down as there was 96 points in the first half, and then 28 total points from Alabama. Tough performance in the second half. They just couldn't make anything, and Michigan tuned up their defense. And Michigan physical, their size, they're a problem, man. They got that whole package. They got their star. They got the big men. They got guards that can shoot, guards that can distribute. Like I said, I want to see a Michigan-Arizona matchup so bad, and Michigan did great. But shout out LeBaron Philon, 35 points. He was clipping, man, clipping.
Tied his career high. So yeah, shout out to him. I say, Michigan, like you said, they're going to be a problem, but I think they really at the beginning, that first half, they really kind of like played at the pace of Alabama, and you kind of saw them struggle with that, and then that led to them being down 2 at half, 49-47. And then they just kind of flipped the script. They focused on defense, focused on kind of controlling the game and playing at their own pace rather than playing at Alabama's pace. And Alabama didn't hit shots, and Michigan was able to control the pace, go inside. They definitely made a significant effort to get more inside there in the second half, and it showed. And that's what led to kind of that blowout, outscored them 43-28 there in the second half. So yeah, I was one of those over bettors. So disappointing. I was like, oh, this is looking really damn good when they scored 96 in the first half. But a mixture of Michigan slowing the tempo down, playing a hell of a good amount of defense on Alabama and not letting them get those open looks like they were in the first half, and really making Alabama take like at least 15 to 20 seconds per possession offensively was a big factor there down the stretch too. And then free throw line, Michigan kind of sold it down the stretch too. I think they missed like 3 front ends of the 1-and-1. Johnson freaking went 1 for 4. Yaxel even missed a few. Elliot Cadeau was like 2 for 5 from the free throw line, and he's typically like an 85% free throw shooter. So a lot of points that we needed to go our way for the overbetters did not come through. But Michigan in the end got it done and got the cover for those even at the 10.5 number where it opened at and kind of dropped back down. So
that was a wild cash, and game of attrition set in. Great point by you, controlled the tempo, and then Michigan still made half their shots that they attempted, while Alabama just couldn't keep up. So yeah, unbelievable there. The and one late by Alabama just came a little too late because the foul. They just with they're within 7 to 10. 9, they're fouling. That foul game maybe ensues for the over, but and begins, but it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. They couldn't keep up, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Now we kind of talked about UConn, Michigan State because we just finished the game, but UConn comes out strong, had their number, and then it's a game of runs, as we know in college basketball. Can't cash your checks, absolutely not before the buzzer sounds, because Michigan State came back, made it a game, looked like they were going to run it up as they controlled the start of that second half as well, and the end of the first half, and then just couldn't do it. They couldn't capitalize on scoring buckets, couldn't capitalize on their turnovers, and when UConn would miss a possession, it's like they could only make their shots. Michigan State, that is after Connecticut had already made a shot. So they just in the second half, I feel like they lacked runs, especially in that final 10.
yeah, biggest thing with the whole thing is really, you can't put yourself in a freaking 19-point hole in the first 10 minutes of the damn game. I mean, like you said, it's a game of runs, but when you start at the game and UConn opens up 25-6 in the first 10 minutes, it's just that's going to be hard, like not insurmountable, but very hard to come back from. And what you typically can kind of see a lot of times is, you see these players and you see these teams fight back, finally get the lead, but they've exhausted so much energy and effort getting back to even, or getting back to, that 1 or 2 points in the lead, kind of like what Michigan State did when they finally took their first lead with a few minutes left, like 4 minutes left. They took their first lead since it was like 4-2. But you've exerted all that energy and you've exerted all that effort. And then, UConn was able to kind of flip the switch, exert more effort and energy on their side and kind of take care of business there down the stretch. And like Beeve said, hit some clutch free throws down the stretch as well to seal it. Especially, I will say, shout out to Terrace Reed. You already mentioned it. He had a hell of a game. But 58% free throw shooter. You're shooting a 1-and-1 up 2, and you sink the first one. So hell of a pressure free throw right there, and looks like in this other game, Mint had a dagger. So looking like Tennessee is gonna take care of business and get it done against Iowa State here after that Mint 3.
Salud. Yes. Cheers. Tough game. I mean, let's talk about this too. UConn scores 67. That joke may be dying. I don't know, but 30. We're gonna let it go. 30 points in the paint for UConn. 34 of Michigan State's 63 in the paint. So those games are one down low. That's for damn sure. And lack of threes outside of Demery sometimes in ball early on, but some big shots over. I mean, also with Kohler and but man, if Fierce had more of a clip other than that mid-range jumper, man, he'd be the guy. But always fun. I like a good guard from Michigan State for some reason. I don't have any problem with Michigan State even being a rival in the Big Ten or whatever. I don't have any hatred for Michigan State. In fact, I like Michigan State, especially all the good guards that have came through there, like Kalen Lucas, Mateen Cleaves. There's so many good guards from the beginning of Izzo all the way to now. So respect to Michigan State's season, but sometimes they're a clusterfuck as well. They were like the 04-05 Detroit Pistons. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, typical Michigan State team. If they, they're practically unbeatable if they're shooting 33 or 35% and above from three. But you kind of commonly see that they struggle from the 3-point line and they struggle to shoot at a high percentage. Tonight, 4 of 16, 25%. I think that was kind of all she wrote. Couldn't really convert with some of those open looks. Had a couple pick and pops with Kohler. Kohler went 1 for 4. You don't expect Cohen Carr to really make some threes, but he was 0 for 3. Sometimes you'd see him, make one of those, go 1 for 3. So 4 of 16. They shoot 35%. You're looking at a whole different ball game. So just one of those nights where the ball wasn't going in, kind of like Houston last night.
Yeah. I think Ken's spot on here, by the way, too. My guy here, Michigan State team grew on me this season. I feel like I think it's like the cousin that's like really stubborn. And I got hopefully my family's not watching here or in the morning, but yeah, cousin was really like stubborn. We didn't get along till we were like 25. So that's the raw, honest truth there. But I mean, we can both agree to it. Same age, competitive, bullshit. But all that doesn't matter because you grow up. None of that really matters. So, cheers to the raw, honest truth. And yeah, I feel like Michigan State was that. Like, even that brother, you like mess around. I'm an only child, so I have no business to talk. But that you mess around with and maybe fight with, and then at the end of the day, you guys love each other. That was my feelings with Michigan State this year for sure. Proud, I mean, let's be honest. Like, got to be proud of like everybody on that team. I know they had high expectations going in, but they lacked offensive scoring. They still won a lot of games. They didn't, at times they could hit and clip, but most of the time they were fighting tooth and nail with these teams. And yeah, fun season for Michigan State. But I'll stop glazing them. Good God, it's like 5 minutes of glazing Michigan State. They just lost me money.
You're just slowly, surely trying to slow play this thing so we can talk about the ending to this last game as well.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm doing. It's called stalling. Yes, absolutely stalling. Ken's right here. Potentially Liddy. Little gummy and wine. Yes. True words for sure. I think, yeah, E-Money has to do a shotgun for sure. Or he has to I think that was hilarious when we all did a shot or whatever. And then he wasn't at home and he had to drink peach Bellini shot.
Oh. That was brutal.
Oh no! Oh man, yeah. That was fun, but drinking wine's good. Just feeling good. Had some steaks earlier, some lobster. Life is good. Little surf and turf night. Special day for me outside of the March Madness slate. Everyone's got a little personal day for them. Won't get into specifics, but yes, a good 10-year anniversary of staying clean from pills. So cheers, everybody, on that. And yes, we do gummies though. But
cheers, my brother. Cheers.
Yes, it was bad. But so special day here, and it's always one to celebrate. And now we get March Madness, and we got the tears of the fans as well too. Iowa State versus Tennessee. Tennessee takes down Iowa State by 14, 76-62. Tough for Iowa State with Jefferson, man. I think this could be another story with Jefferson fully healthy. Always what ifs and what if moments in college basketball, but this is how that's and all sports really. But yeah, tough there.
Yep.
Michigan's gonna beat the shit out of Tennessee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I think they will for sure. We'll see what that line opens up. Working on getting that last slide created, and then we'll have all 4 of the games, ready to rock and roll for the Elite Eight starting tomorrow. We got 2 games. You wanna get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. Because Tennessee just put on a belt to ass. I don't know as much to talk about it at all. Because like I said, with the what ifs with Iowa State and whatnot, and we do have some games to get into. But first, we do want to shout out our good friends at Rithmm there above us. Rithm's been great, Elliot. I'm not going to say my normal spiel that I always do because there's so many good traits that we can name, and I will name them real quickly. They cap all the games. They pick every spread, money line, total. They give you the percentages. They give you every model, like signal and tiers of bets that they give. But the best part is they cap every single game with multiple different sports, and they've been evolving. I mean, how many months? Each month we've announced a new feature that they've had, and this one, especially in March with the bracket generators, has been cooking. Make sure to go to the Rithmm social media page and check out those pages because they've been given great stats of other Rithmm users that have been cooking with their brackets. Unbelievable stats overall. And I know that you did the bracket generator. Bracket generator was fun. I mean, Elliot, Rithm's been awesome, and I know that you've been using it, and I know you're going to continue using it outside of just college basketball. As you know, the on the horizon is the off season. Unfortunate there, but we still got a lot to talk about in the off season. Always college basketball news for the Pump Fake Pod here, and let's talk Rithmm though, Elliot, because I know you're going to tap in heavily to other sports outside of CBB as well for Rithmm. So it's always worth signing up using your promo code PFP25, of course.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm looking forward to diving more. I mean, right now I've just been really, diving deep into the college basketball space with Rithmm, but looking for, some looking forward, I should say, to diving more into the golf plays there that Rithmm has, and then also the WNBA once they get rolling here with the new collective bargaining agreement that they've signed. So can't wait to see that. And one other thing that I mentioned, I like the parlay pieces that they have to kind of help you build the parlays, the parlay generator. But then it's just cool. You build your own model. You can, they have certain different statistics that you can choose from. So you can kind of choose from basically 5 different statistics, put it into your own category. And you can choose from 3 different categories. So basically you can have 15 different statistics that they then backdate over 3 years of historical data on. And they use that as your model. So just really awesome system that they got going on there, and just to be able to backdate everything to run through that data from over 3 years past is really cool. And then it gives you to see hey, how did that perform in the last 3 years, and is it something that looks like it could be beneficial going forward, or do I need to tweak my model a little bit to see a little bit better success? So looking forward to tailoring it a little bit more and diving more into it. And yes, Beeves, they have MLB. MLB is on Rithmm for sure. I will say, if you like NBA is there. Their props went 60 and 35 last weekend, so maybe if you hop on tonight, you can go 60 and 35 again for this weekend too.
And I believe that there was a stat for MLB that like their props did something outstanding or whatever. On NBA props last weekend was 60 and 35. Just want to shout that out for Rithmm there. And then I was looking up a stat from the MLB side of things, and then we'll get in the picks real quick. Only 4 games to talk about. And also you can do the free trial. If you don't want to do it right away, you can do the free trial as well, which is great. MLB props off to a hot start. Total bases props went 12 and 3 on opening day. So Yes, they have all the sports. They got golf. They got everything. So, and yeah, you get to make your own model. You get to choose from other models and existing models that are high performing. So, shout out Rithmm. Been a great partner all season. All right, Elite Eight.
And yes, Beeves, you could make your own model.
Yep, make your own model, existing model, all of it. So good. All
So,
right.
just for instance, I'll just right
Yeah.
here. So you can build a model for yourself, or you can personalize a model. So if I personalize a model in NBA, basically I've got house factors. So I have house factors, and you can choose house factors, which they offer, which is you can read up to see what it all takes into effect there. Contact picture, power hitting, small ball, stadium effect, strikeout pitching, or you can add custom factors, which is what I was telling you that you can do. That's what I've done for college basketball. And basically, you can go into any of the custom factors that you want, and you can build up to 1 to 5 stats for each of your house factors. So you can have two different, or at least two different factors. I think up to 3 factors is what you can use. I think you can even use more than 3 factors, but it's got everything from sabermetrics, hitting, runs, plate discipline, outs, running, appearances, fielding. All different types of metrics that you could think of, all the way from like batting average on balls in play, range factor per fielding chance, batting average on balls in play per plate appearance, isolated power, all these different statistics. And so you can literally formulate whatever model you want. And again, like I said, it'll back test it for 3 years of data, and then kind of going forward, give you the leans and angles that you'd like. So really, really cool. So I'm just looking to more geek out and nerd out a little bit more, learn more a little bit about it, and hopefully, start to maybe fine tune and tailor a basketball model that I can really start off the year with strong.
Absolutely. And a lot of time to talk about that. And I'm sure we will be talking about that in the fall with Rithmm there. And we can do an episode of tuning up the model as well. Tuning up the band. Let's freaking go. Speaking of tuning up the band, we got Elite Eight games tomorrow night. Iowa, the 9 seed, going up against the 3 seed of Illinois here in the why am I blanking? The West region? Yes, the West region. Or is it South region? Why am I blanking on that? Not the West region, South region. Anywho, Illinois, the 3 seed, laying 7.5 against Iowa. Over under is 138.5. We talked about Iowa in a special story here, and now how many Big Ten teams Iowa's already played this season. Outstanding. Illinois played Iowa way back when on January 11th at Carver Hawkeye Stadium. Illinois wins 75-69. So one game only that they played. Now they get to play again. It was a pretty close game last time in Hawkeyes. I mean, the plus 7.5 is enticing, to be honest with you, but I don't know why I'm scared of this because I've been taking Iowa consistently this tournament. I think I'm going to do it again here, taking Iowa plus 7.5. The story of Iowa has been great. Even if they don't win this game and Illinois moves on, I think that they can keep this close, especially at the low number and low under. Just got to hope that the foul game is okay if it is flirting around this number late. But Iowa, tough team defensively. Illinois just played a tough defensive game. Maybe they do come out hot. So it is a little scary to me. There's a lot of things that I've been going back and forth with on this, but with the story of Iowa, me considering I've been taking them the entire tournament, I'm going to continue doing that and taking Iowa plus the 7.5 here.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. I'm going to take Iowa plus the 7.5. I like the Hawkeyes here to keep it close, keep it competitive. Obviously, Big Ten foes, so they're familiar with one another. Like you mentioned, they played once already. That was at Iowa. Illinois won by 6. I just think that this is going to be a close, competitive game. We're going to see this game probably played in the 60s, mid 60s. So I think mid to high 60s. I think that number is adequate for the over under. I don't really want to touch that 138.5. But I think we see another masterclass from Ben McCollum yet again, and he's going to have this team. Even if they struggle a little bit in the first half, or even sometimes in the second half, down the stretch, he's going to have this team within a fighting chance to get this win. So not only do I think they can cover the 7.5, I think they're live to win this game. So the fact that I'm getting over 3 possessions, kind of the similar to angle of that St. John's game. They were had a chance to tie the game down the stretch, and then a couple late fouls kind of got it a little sweaty down at the very end. Could possibly be the same, but I think Iowa possibly can get it done. So give me the 7.5.
Yeah, let's go Hawkeyes. The story of them, like I said, is special. Illinois has got some dogs that can score, got some big men, and they can run and gun. So just like I said, I was a little worried about this one, but let's go. Let's go.
Hey, a couple freshmen, Berkovich, Wagler. They got some freshmen. You got seasoned players there in Iowa. Some seniors who've been there, done that. Not only have they been there, done that in the tournament there, but they've been in these kind of Elite Eight championship games at the D2 level. They're at Northwest Missouri State, so they're used to these. They're used to these survive and advance games. They're used to this, same as McCollum is used to coaching these games. So I think that also gives them a little bit of an edge as well.
All right. Arizona laying 5.5 against Purdue. Over under is 153.5 here. 1 versus 2 on this one here out on the West Coast in San Jose, California. Arizona laying it. I think this is one that they can get battle tested, but I don't think that Purdue can keep up for a full 40 minutes on this one. They're going to depend on that in and out game and those shots, and I don't think that they have a chance to. They're going to have to run and gun here. High total for an Elite Eight game. A lot of points. I think that favors Arizona. We've seen Arizona dominate here. If they can get out and run, it's going to be a major problem. I can see it already. 5.5 spread. Foul game comes. Braden Smith gets a walk-off. They're down like 9 late, down 11. And, Braden Smith gets the walk-off. Seniors get a walk-off. Standing ovation for Purdue, and it was a valiant effort to make a run. But I think Arizona is going to overwhelm them, and there's a potential of a blowout here. I don't want to be on the side of trying to play cute and getting a plus 5.5, especially with a team that just had a buzzer beater. We know we love fading that as well. Give me Arizona minus 5.5 against Purdue here.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to lay it again with the Wildcats. Minus what was that? 9.5, 8.5, I guess was probably what it was. They took care of it. They took care of business. I just think Arizona is just too good, man. I think they're a well-oiled machine. They've been tested all throughout the year there in the Big 12. Purdue, yes, they've definitely played a lot better down the stretch. Won 7 straight, but I just think they're facing a different beast in Arizona here. So I expect them. I think it's going to be a close, competitive game. But I agree, even if it's super close and Arizona is up by 2 to 3, I think the foul game could definitely send this over as well. And Arizona has shown that they can kind of convert from the free throw line down the stretch. But yeah, I'm going to lay it here with the Wildcats. I think they get it done and prove that they're one of those teams that are possibly going to be cutting down the nets there at the end of the season.
This is false, by the way, because I took Purdue against Michigan in the Big Ten championship full unit play as well, too. So I had them money line. That was a good stab. Late in the Big Ten, only a 5-game slate. But I have not bet them this NCAA tournament. Yes, so we'll give you that. But yeah, a little bias, of course.
I don't mind that over 153.5. I might play that as well. And I don't mind. I know Ken mentioned in the chat. Ken mentioned the little 2-team money line parlay with Arizona and Illinois. Definitely don't mind that either.
Yeah. The 2-team money line parlay would be nice, of course. Can't be mad about that, especially in March. And I'll say this with the Arizona thing, I think they're going to disrupt the shit out of Fletcher Lawyer. To be honest, I don't think Fletcher Lawyer is going to be able to get his shots off. And to me, he's the X factor to win a lot of these Purdue games. Yes, you have Braden Smith. Yes, you have TKR that can have big shots, but you're going to rely on the CJ Coxes of the world, where they really need to depend on Fletcher Lawyer in this situation. No disrespect to CJ Cox. It's just about roles and seniority there a little bit sometimes for a team that's been there for quite some time.
And CJ's a little banged up, with that knee. Yep. So, but I think it's gonna be a fun, entertaining game with Braden Smith versus Jaden Bradley. I'm looking forward to that. Just the way that defensively Jaden Bradley can disrupt the other team's point guard. I think we see him. I'm looking forward to that battle for sure.
Yep, and that battle is going to be outstanding. And but yeah, I think Arizona game of transition, full 40 minutes, they can really outrun Purdue here, and Purdue going to struggle some shots. So for Saturday, it looks like Elliot and I on the same side, taking Iowa plus the points, and Arizona minus 5.5 here. But always checks the picks page. We do update it. So the picks page minus 5.5 will be on there. Obviously, the plus 7.5 will be on there. But sometimes we put the another spread down, another total. I know Elliot drops another play and doubles up, especially this late in the game. We're going to double up sometimes, especially playing with house money, because the Pump Fake Pod is up 148 units, I believe, just shy of 150 units between Elliot and I. I don't know what else to say. It's been a fun year. It's tough giving out winners for free. Just kidding. It is so easy, especially with all of you guys that have been supporting us year round since conference previews all the way to March. We really do appreciate your guys' support. Thank you.
For sure.
Let's go. Yeah, Dave Matola outlined this. He says, let's freaking go. That is Elite 8 Saturday there. We got Sunday games already. Look at this. Freaking Mr. Speed. He's like a freaking newspaper editor back in the day. He's cutting the freaking scissors. He's putting the laser in. He got these lines quick as hell. Duke laying 5.5 against UConn. Over under is 134.5 here. Duke has been surviving this tournament a little bit. They've been surviving. Yes, they beat the shit out of TCU. That's whatever. But that first half, they were surviving at least. They've really been kind of struggling. But UConn struggles offensively and have looked like shit at times offensively, especially careless with the ball. This one's a tough one, man. You got that weird 5.5 number. To me, it's a close-ass game. But you just never know with this Duke team. You just never – ever know. I'm going to take the Huskies here plus 5.5. I think with the total as well, it's a defensive ass game. It can favor the Huskies. I know Duke is fully healthy now. I think Beav is a spot on there, but if I don't love fading Purdue, I don't love fading teams I hate. I do love fading Duke, that's for damn sure, but I will take UConn here. Physical game. I think they match up well. Solo Ball's got to step it up, make some shots. He hasn't looked great.
Hey, he did tonight. I will say.
Yep. Looked great tonight. And I got a lot of respect for Silas Demery as well. So if these guys can step it up, Hurley's got a chip on his shoulder. Sometimes UConn as an underdog is scary, especially in March. I'm going to take UConn plus 5.5, although sometimes maybe the easiest play is staring at you. But to me, it's going to be a close physical game and a good matchup of a 70-60 type of game, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Not like 70 to 60, but in the low 70s, high 60s, like
Yeah.
I'll say like a 73 to 68 game. I wouldn't bet the under, or I would take the over, just that it kind of creeps over potentially, maybe with the foul game late, but it's going to be a close one, I think. Too close.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'd put the under actually, the under 134.5.
Okay.
What I probably would do is I'd probably be I'd just wait to let it get bet up. Maybe I think people maybe see a little bit lower of a total. I know they just saw UConn and Michigan State go 67-63, but they saw that Duke game 80-75. So I think they maybe see it get bet up to like 136.5, 137.5 if you're lucky. And then I'm probably going to take it. If it does get up that high, I'll take the under. I think we see more of a kind of a score like 65-62, some type of game like that. But yeah, I think UConn will be able to hang around here. Dan Hurley's kind of showed what he's capable of in March, and making the adjustments on the kind of the quick turnaround plays. And so I think that UConn's going to be able to stay competitive in this game. Duke, we haven't been able to see them be like super, super dominant. They've kind of struggled here down the stretch with some of these teams. And I think maybe they survive and advance, as is what March is all about. But I'm still going to cash yet again, hopefully, on the underdog here and take UConn and go 3-1, taking the points with the team that's playing against Duke.
Yeah, no. And you know what? I think we battle on the total. I think that'll be kind of fun, and then we root for UConn and just we see how the cap works there. Are you in on that?
Yep, I'm gonna wait though. Hopefully, you bet the over right now. I'm gonna wait, and I'll probably bet. And if it doesn't really move, I'll bet the under right where it is. But I think hopefully it moves up, and maybe we can get little razor sharp and have it in like freaking 69 to 67, and we get a razor sharp 136.
Con, man, we really appreciate this, man. Thank you for the donation.
Appreciate you, Con, man. You the man.
We really do appreciate you, man. Your support's been awesome this year. I just came on here to say I absolutely hate Duke. Most fraudulent one seed in Shire was born on third base. I got UConn. F the Dukies. We always read these chats. Some are more special than others. This one is very special. This chat, I can read that whenever. Give that to Ron Burgundy as well on the teleprompter, because that one's hilarious. I got UConn. Fuck the Dukies. So, Con man, thank you. And yeah, let's go. UConn looks like you're in with us. And I'm not going to wait around for that number. I think we can see this around 4. People bet Duke. It's a popular team to bet. Maybe they get up at one number or such, but whatever. I'll take the 5, 2 possessions, and we'll take this over 134.5 as well. And yeah, UNLV, thanks for tuning in. Baller, thank you for tuning in as well. Appreciate you. All right, and remember, these games on Sunday are not like at 6 and 8 like normal. They're at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock on Sunday. A great tradition here on Sunday League Day. I do respect this one personally. So, Elliot, I don't know if you're around Sunday evening, but maybe we do an Elite 8 recap. Not our Final Four pick show by any means, but Elite 8 recap. Maybe recap the tournament a little bit and some takeaways, and then we move on into Final Four week. Got NIT next week as well. Next Thursday, the Crown basketball tournament kicks off, so we'll talk about that.
Crown on Wednesday. Crown starts Wednesday, so that'll be fun. Tipping off on FS1. So yeah, we got some games next week leading up into the Final Four. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and I know Moneyline Mac from TCE returning, staying back at the crib again here for Final Four weekend in Indy. We'll go check out. I'll be at the NIT games, semifinals on site, and potentially even Sunday as well too. Sundays at the Pacers Stadium, Bankers Life. Thursday night at Hinkle Fieldhouse, a very historic stadium. So, yeah, pumped up for the NIT there. We'll do those games. Yeah, show Sunday evening, maybe not as late Sunday like we did for Selection Sunday show. Whenever after the 5 o'clock game ends, sometime around 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern. Time to be determined there. But yeah, and then we'll probably be back like a Monday, Tuesday or something as well. So we'll be back a lot this week leading up to Final Four on Saturday. And then we'll do a great show on Sunday as well for the championship. So a jam-packed week next week. Maybe even get a little on-site for the media angle. Stay tuned for the Pump Fake Pod on-site in Indy next week for the Final Four. So, yeah, a lot of things are cooking. We got Final Four not too far from my house. Going to be a fun one, and really looking forward to it. So stay tuned on all the episode times. But for the most part, Monday, Tuesday, pretty normal times. Sunday, like I said, will be in the evening. Wednesday, maybe even a normal time. So stay tuned, though. Jam-packed week next week. And I'm pumped up for that, Elliot.
Hell yeah, I'm pumped up for it as well. But we still got one more game to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We do have one more game to talk about. Just love getting sentimental there. And shout out my guy, Virgil. He always drops his picks, lacrosse picks in the comments. You want to bet lacrosse, definitely do that. And feel free to always comment your plays as well. We welcome that. Fast as lightning as can be. Smooth operator. Let's go, Elliot. Michigan laying 7.5 against Tennessee. Over-unders 145.5. I already alluded it. I'm going to lay it with Michigan. I think the run ends here. Another Elite Eight run for Rick Barnes. I'm confident. So I got 2 dogs, two favorites here. I personally love that, and I'm confident for Michigan and Arizona. They're 2 of the top teams in the country. I saw 3 futures go poof in the Sweet 16, but we still got one alive in Arizona. So let's figure it out. It's pretty much my last one that's alive because I had a couple other long shots, but really looking forward to that matchup, and I want to see it. So I'm just going to be rooting for Michigan to kind of just drill Tennessee here. And I think their side is going to outrun Tennessee and play a massive advantage. I think this number jumps up as well. We see around the 8-9 number come Sunday. So I'm excited to take Michigan minus 7.5 here and lay it.
Yep, I agree. I think this is going to kind of be the end of the run for Tennessee. Rick Barnes, as always, will kind of crumble at the end of March, hopefully. But I'm also going to be on the over 145.5 here as well. I've kind of been favoring taking overs there in these Tennessee games this year because they're playing at a little bit more pace. Michigan does like to play at pace too, but Tennessee's shown that their shot making's been pretty decent as well. So I'm not only am I going to lay it with Michigan, I'm going to take the over 145.5. I'm seeing some 146s already, so I've already locked in the over 145.5. I see this game ending like 81-69 is going to be the final. So hits the over and Michigan covers.
I love it. Yeah, I definitely can see that happening. And like I said, I really want to see Michigan versus Arizona. Looks like the chat's all over it. Love the chat and the community just getting together, spreading the love and positivity. That's all that matters here. But that is our Elite Eight pick show. We ran through it Saturday, Sunday, recapped the Sweet 16. I already mentioned it. We'll be back not tonight, but Sunday. We will be back Sunday to recap all of the Elite Eight and then drop some other tidbits, a Final Four, some off-season news and with other teams that have been struggling. And then again, back to a normal show Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll give out Final Four picks kind of throughout the week. May take a stab here and there. Going to do some fun bets as well with only 2 Final Four games and whatever. Share our quick hits, maybe a miss first attempt, stuff like that. So stay tuned. And we did a watch party. I think we do a watch party on Monday for the national championship game as well. So, like I said, a jam-packed week ahead. So stay tuned, get those notifications on, and hit that like and subscribe button. Everybody, your support is unmatched, and we really appreciate you. We've been rocking since Labor Day weekend, talking college basketball, conference previews. We're going to be doing that again back in August, back in September, talking conference previews. All things college basketball here. So just appreciate everybody and your support. Can't believe the season's already starting to wind down and really kick into final gear here. Mock 10, but you know what? Been some great games. Got some good games cooking up as well. And Elliot, like I said, 148 units between you and I. It's been a special ass season. Yeah, looking forward to see how it all wraps up here.
Yep. Nope. Me as well. Can't wait for tomorrow's games for kick off the 2 games in the Elite Eight, and by end of the day Sunday evening, we'll be back together to kind of do another short little rundown breakdown of those games, and we'll finally have our Final Four set there in Indy coming to you. So can't wait. Looking forward to it, and like you said. Always appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Small but mighty tonight for sure. Chat's popping. We love it. We love all the support. You guys are why we do it and why we keep doing it. So we appreciate y'all.
Yep, absolutely. And we love the process, and we just love talking college basketball and college hoops. So all things CBB for the Pump Fake Pod. Appreciate everybody. Peace and love. We will see you back Sunday night. Enjoy your Elite Eight and have a fun weekend, everyone. Stay safe.